Welcome to the Losers Bracket Final! We are in the qualifier, everybody, for the Heroes International. The first qualifier for Korea, and Ammonite, after being defeated in the winner bracket final by Team Tempest, is now going up against the Boo by Theory. Our first map in the best of 5 series is Tomb of the Spider Queen, and over on the left we got Ammonite, and they are rocking this one with a Diablo and Blaze combo all the way up at the front. And on top of that, we now got also Junkrat and Greymane for the damage. Generally speaking, Korea, they really like that Greymane. They also like Malfurion as one of the supports, as we can see here once again. The Boo by Theory, on the other hand, with Leo and Garrosh. We got Maiev in play, Tychus and Rhaegar. Alright, so let's see who takes it here. Should be an interesting match. Boo by Theory has been pretty much blasting through the losers bracket ever since we started to cast these games, but Team Ammonite has obviously a little bit of a different caliber considering what kind of player we have on their side there, with Meriday, for example, with Dami, with Reset, so a lot of familiar names for most people. And this should be a pretty fun affair between the two teams here. Now, once again, keep in mind, this is one of the qualifiers for the Heroes International, an offline event that will take place later this year in October in Miami. And if you want to have more information, you can either go to heroesinternational.net, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can simply check out the video description and I'll make sure to add some links there. The offline tournament takes place on the 14th to the 16th of October in Miami, Florida, and you're more than welcome to also stop by and join the fun since it's open to the public. We're gonna have North American, European and Korean teams on site, so the first big offline event with international participation ever since Blizzard decided to give HGC the boot. And as mentioned before, if you want to support this event and if you want to support an event like this for the future, what you can also do is check out the GoFundMe link that I'll add to the video description, where you can contribute to the event, make sure that we can up the production level, can add a couple more cameras for the players, for everything else, maybe get an additional caster in. We actually just announced that Trixler is going to join me for the event, so it's already going to be a dual stream, but we might even add someone more depending on the success of the crowdfunding. We also want to make sure that all the players, all of the expenses and everything is covered. Our sponsors are going to match every donation that comes in. So again, if you want to contribute, check out the link in the description here. Much appreciated. But as we're heading into the game, we got our first kill. So Blaze went down at the bot lane, and that's obviously bad news since the solo laner usually has a fair amount of gems that he holds, and that was the case for Blaze too. So a couple lost early on for Team Ammonite as the red team takes kill number 1. With Tychus, as often on the Korean side, we have now again the Master Assassin as the level 1 talent. Sorry, the level 4 talent, simply for the increase on the attack speed, which also affects Odin. Indomitable for Garrosh, and the party is already on as everybody is looking for a turn-in. And it is the red team that turned in the first couple of gems here and is trying to do their thing. So, at this point in time, we have now with Dami here on Greymane, already most of the damage being dished out here by him as they are going for Leo. And yeah, he's chunking him down hard. Dami has been doing a great job in the previous games too. Now obviously with Meriday we had really good synergy with the front line in particular. But Spell is the one that is in trouble now, and that's the second kill for the Boo by Theory. Nicely done. Well played here by the red team. They lock in a second kill. And they are getting more and more momentum here in the early game. So an early turn-in for them might even result in them dropping a couple of towers. And, well, it could even be a fort that they can take down if they are able to deliver another couple of gems here. There's that coordination, by the way, that I talked about a bit earlier. Meriday with those roots on Malfurion. He's been laying down the lawn against the opponent time and time again and doing a fantastic job in the previous games. I mean, despite the fact that they lost in the winner bracket final against Tempest, let's just admit that they've been doing some great work there too. And the 3-0 result was in no way indicative of how close these games were. So they were actually a blast. If you haven't watched it yet, you should definitely check it out. Some of those plays that we saw there were fantastic, and from Team Tempest's perspective, some of the decision-making that we saw there was just spectacular. Now either way, 2 kills to 0, and well, the party is here with the first Web Beaver now approaching, and it is as expected for the red team. So they are already now pushing in the middle of the map. We got Leo down at the bottom. But this is the opportunity to pull ahead a bit further, get that early level 10, and maybe work for a second turn in 2. So something that the theory is going to try and accomplish here. On level 7, we now got the Bonds of Corruption. We also got with the Melting Point, the Grenade build for Tychus continued. And then, of course, also the Nature's Cure right here for Malfurion, which is going to have a pretty big impact as the game continues, especially considering all the tethers, all the stuns that we are having there for the Bubai theory. Yeah, and the first push is already shut down, so the Web Weaver's not really doing too much. Maybe the first kill here for the blue team, and Maiev in trouble, but she gets out. Good save. Nicely done. Not a single fort has taken damage, or at least not any real damage. So good defense from Ammonite. Honestly impressed. If Reset can turn in the 20 gems that he's currently holding, that would be a big step towards the first turn-in. And they're trying to do the exact same here also with Dami now, who gets interrupted by the grenade. And Reset hasn't turned in yet either. So, a bit problematic since we have Leo already delivering another 15 for the red team. So they're definitely doing better on the objective. Quest nearly completed also for Garrosh. Another flip, another stun maybe? He's looking for it and he completes the quest. Hooligan still a bit low, but he makes his way back out of the fight. Gets booped back in by Junkrat, who dies first. Reset down, but Hooligan gets dropped too. The battle not over yet though, with another stun coming in from Blaze. And Leo with a big swing for the fences here. Meriday drops, and what a team fight. Dami, 32 gems, and he saves the day for the blue team. Collecting the gems for them and able to retrieve them here. Fantastic play by him. That was important. If they lose those 32 gems, they are in trouble, and in a lot of that. Already the game is not easy for them. They are down a Storm talent. It's a huge problem for them. 2 kills to 5, but at least they were able to safeguard those gems and now wait for their own level 10 ability to hit before they're working on the turn-in again. Now, of course, there is still a lot of momentum for the Bubai theory, and if they are now using that small time frame to get into a position to turn in, they might get another Web Weaver wave. Greymane goes for the throat. We have still Junkrat teasing us a little bit with the level 10 that he hasn't picked yet, but it is the Riptire, as usual. And I would assume that for Blaze we're also gonna get the bunker here. But there it is, the Web Weavers once again taken. So here's the opportunity to maybe go for a hit. They are also trying to go for Blaze again down at the bottom of the map. Bunker is picked. Look at Hooligan. Came in with a flank, but the blue team is also looking for that kill. The bunker is already down. They're trying to force the fight towards the left side. Hooligan completely blocked off from the rest of the team. Can't get through here. The bunker, huge problem for him. And the Root of Meriday, definitely the end for him. So that's the front line gone just as the Web Weavers are touching ground. Big problem right now. And that's that. Web Weavers attacked once again. Topside Maiev doing work, but at the bottom of the map it's an easy defense for Team Ammonite. They still need to also take care of the mid lane, and that in and of itself is going to be problematic. But yeah, the attack, despite Garrosh not being here, is successful. That is 1 fort down, the second one falling. And as it stands, we now have another play made for Maiev, but she moves out. We already got Garrosh back to business. 2 forts went down, despite the fact that it was a 4 versus 5 pretty much the entire time that the Web Weavers were in play here. So, not too shabby. And they're looking for kills, and they might have found one. Spell is low, and Spell is dead. Easy kill. Isolating Diablo, and then he gets murdered. So, Diablo is dead, and, well, Leo is moving back down to the bot lane. Swing! And takes care of the wave clear. This is a really nice game for the Bubai theory right now. I mean, this is working exceptionally well for them. Great run through the lower bracket that they had so far, but now they're losing Hooligan again. Just before level 13 is available for the red team. They're losing their frontliner once more, and the blue team finally gets a turn-in. Yeah, there's the drain and the chattering teeth here, but Leo is still alive. Alright, maybe a bit of a comeback potential right now for Team Ammonite. Again, their match in the winner bracket final was pretty stellar, but not enough to take down Tempest. And now, of course, the battle continues over here. I mean, right now it's 13 versus 13, so it's probably the best fight that the blue team is gonna get for a while, or has gotten throughout the entire game. even Talons. They got the Web Weavers. This is the moment. This is the moment to bring the pain and turn it slowly around. Now, Tychus popping Odin early on and wishing on his Rhaegar is still trying to bait a few shots here and always ready for the Ancestral if it has to be dropped. Greymane, on the other hand, is still at the bottom of the map, so Dami doing well, assisting the Web Weavers and taking the structures at the front out. They take the entire wall apart, but no fort has really been threatened here. The one in the middle took some damage, but not enough. 4 kills to 6, and, well, they could go for the second turn-in. Damage output so far, 27,000 for Greymane, nearly top damage in the game, but a little bit more for Leo as he moves in with another big drain in his swing. They go for reset, but the bunker saves the day for the time being as Spell gets attacked. Reset moving out, gets stunned and goes down. 1 down, 2 down, Leo and Junkert falling. It's a trade and kills for the two teams as we have the Lightning Breath nearly dropping Maiev. She barely makes it out. Dami, on the other hand, gets murdered by Tychus. And he moves in for Diablo and takes him down as well. Nicely done. Great kills here, and once again, it is the Boo-Bye theory that is successful. So the action at this point, after the initial kill trade, focusing on Maiev, but Greymane going a little bit too deep, as you can see. Tychus takes him on, and then afterwards he gets a second kill against Diablo. So a solid performance here. Level 16, that's their reward. They have the lead in Talons now, with 9 kills to 5 and can go for an easy boss take as the blue team still has to wait for some of their players to come back here. So, good stuff. Camp at least claimed by Ammonite. Obviously they're well aware what's happening at the top and that the boss is being attacked, but there's nothing they could do about it in that situation. We have 91 stacks for Diablo, so he's nearly fully stacked. As the turn-in is slowly starting up here, but they don't have enough gems yet. Now they do, but they don't have the time to really go for it. So Blaze turned in, but the top attack is still happening. Tychus popping Odin. 8 stacks towards his level 4. Unrealistic to complete this in a reasonable time frame, as explained in some of the previous matches, but at the same time, of course, that passive is still kicking in heavily for those early attacks, and they can pressure that keep, and indeed they do that. Right here. Spell again, up at the front, fully stacked now with the souls, but he might lose them. There's the taunt, the Warlord's challenge, Tranquility coming in, trying to save the day for Diablo. Spell still in trouble, going for the Lightning Breath, and the red team has to retreat. Leo in trouble, particularly. He's trying to get out here and might be able to escape. Dami is attempting to close the distance, but he can't make it happen. And with a grenade moving in, as Tychus drops another one, they're getting pushed back once more. Well done. 5 to 9, 16 versus 16. Fort in the middle has taken a little bit of damage as well. All the talents now in play. That means also we got the eager wolf on the prowl. Dami was always an eager beaver, but they're trying to go for that again. Damage dropped. Tychus at 44,000, taking over the top numbers in game number 1 of the best of 5 series here at the Korean Qualifier. And the losers bracket match continues to be spicy. Each team looking for that lead in the series as they're trying to reach the grand final. But the blue team is holding on. They haven't dropped a single major structure yet, but they're still holding on to the game. They've not lost it yet. All of their forts are still standing. But another attack, and Hooligan gets dropped for the 4th time here. Hooligan dying 4 times in this game. The frontline in particular has suffered all 6 kills against the 2 melees, whereas we have on the blue team pretty even death distribution here amongst them. And there's the next turn in. Comeback time, baby. Ammonite, they haven't given up on this game yet. They held on to their fort and keep for the longest time. Even the top keep is still standing, but now they can maybe go for that counter play and theoretically even pull ahead here if they play their cards right. If they get a kill and can maybe stagger some deaths on the red team side, they might be able to take these forts down and pull ahead in the game. So this is exactly what they're currently aiming to do here. Bot lane attack by Blaze, mid lane Greymane. If they get him onto a structure, that would of course be a bit of a disaster. He really packs the punch. And the Entomb is already missing. Not a good start. Definitely not a good start for the defense. Bot lane fort will fall, mid lane fort, not a chance lands. And up at the top, it seems like they have no hope of saving this one either. So yeah, no way, Sergey, this isn't happening. So that means all of the forwards are gone, and that means Ammonite is all of a sudden ahead in structures. Yeah, they might be behind in kills, they might be behind still in the experience, but they are all of a sudden pulling ahead in structures and doing extremely well here. So, good stuff. Can they pull ahead and maybe hit that early 20? That's of course a different question. But with 35 gems turned in, they still have 45 for the red team, so they have the numbers now. And by the way, this one didn't even fall. It's actually kind of weird if you think about it. Like, I honestly thought this was a given, but they didn't really focus on it. They thought the web weavers could finish the job, and well, that was just not enough, so they didn't fully commit to the attack, but they can still pressure this. So technically speaking, both of the teams are now on more or less the same amount of structural damage. Effectively, at least from a catapult perspective, it's still exactly the same. The difference is really the experience between the two of them. Because that level 20 is soon going to be there. And once that it is, it should allow the Bubai Theory to complete that turn. That's also why they're playing this a bit more passive right now. They don't want to go and fight their opponents on level 16 talents. They realize that just with a few more seconds on the clock, they will hit 20, and then they can turn in more or less for free. So here we are. Ancestral Healing gets upgraded, so does Leo's level 10. Same goes obviously for the big red button. We now have also the Shadow Strike orb here, and it's party time. Yeah, the Bruiser camp has been taken. Nice timing from Ammonite. But this is going to be the push that's going to hit hard. For Ammonite, they are again in that defensive position where they have to somehow get the experience so that they can defend with level 20 talents. The bottom fort, they're going to let this go. I think this is likely gonna... If they commit to it, they will take it out even before the web weavers appear. But they just let the minion wave push in. The web weaver wave will deal with the rest. Top keep is also eventually going to be in trouble. But it's about experience now for Ammonite. They need to somehow burn these minion waves down to get access to the level 20 talent, and then they can fight an even battle with the Bubai Theory. So right here, there we go. So let's see what we're going to get with this. Level 20 is huge, of course. If Leo hits a good one, that would be big. Bottom fort is already gone. Mid lane defended. They could even hold on to the top keep. When it comes to defense, Team Ammonite is doing a great job, but now with the big red button, we see the red team pushing harder and harder for these keeps. And they should. They need to. I mean, they need to really capitalize on these turn-ins a little bit more. They got the upper hand on objectives, but it doesn't really pay off for now. And there's level 20 with the Hellgate now coming in. We have Tranquility being upgraded. The fortified bunker. Top side. I mean, this is a meme. Somebody needs to come in here and try and take that down. Down to the bottom of the map. We have already the wall opened up, but this keep hasn't even taken damage. And you can tell they really want that keep. They really want that keep right now. So Diablo gets attacked again. Yeah, no ult from Greymane. But I gotta say that it's a little bit of for Bubai Theory, it's really a problem that they're not doing more damage with all of this. And let's not forget, they had an additional turn-in over the opponent. They had multiple pushes where they had a talent advantage over the other team, and they just couldn't get a keep. So now Diablo goes down. That's a good step. And Warden and Tomb. Nice. That's the opportunity right here. Bunker or no bunker. They're burning it down already. Diablo's on his way back. Lost all of his souls, of course. Except for those 25 developer souls that abandoned the game. Or the executives, I should say. Yeah, the Blizzard execs are still dead. Diablo's not going to let go of those souls, and for good reason. Now that Greymane is dead too, it seems like this might finally be what pushes the Bubai Theory over the edge. They're still going for the battle. Up at the top, we have an attempted escape by Blaze, who also gets shut down by Tychus, who's now at 76,000 damage, and the boss is up again. So they are already trying to end the game with the topside boss now, instead of just simply pushing for keeps and take those down. So the rest of the blue team, what can they actually do? They don't have enough gems for a turn-in, so they can't trade a web weaver away for a boss defense. And this is a huge issue. This could be the final nail in the coffin right now for them. So that's the big opportunity for the Bubai Theory to pull ahead everybody. 40 gems also for Leo. They are getting closer and closer to another turn-in themselves. but it's obviously aimed at the core here, what we're seeing. With 20 seconds for Blaze to come back, I don't see any way for Team Ammonite to deal with this. They are just coming off a loss against Tempest in the winner bracket final, and it's not looking any better here in the losers bracket final. Game number 1, Bubai Theory with a big opportunity here. They pop Odin, they pop the big red button, and they go straight for it. That's likely going to be the end of game number 1. We're 19-20 minutes into the game. The boss is just murdering the shield. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be all she wrote. Nicely done, the Bubai Theory. Looking successful here in game number 1. But then I see that happening. What the fuck are they doing? Are they kidding me? Is that a joke? 27% on the core without the team attacking. The fuck was that? Are you joking? You have a massive boss on the core, it's at 50%, and then you decide to run away? What? I mean, talking about making shitty decisions. What the hell was that? There is no way they would have not done at least 20% damage. I have no idea who made that call, but yeah, sorry boys, no. After all the great decision making that we've seen from Korean teams throughout the qualifier, that's the choice you make? I mean, that's a big F in my opinion. There is no way you lose that fight. But alright, anyways, they're making it a little bit more interesting for us, I suppose. Battle over the fight. Ammonite is taking this. Ammonite is just saying, like, guys, if you don't want to end, we are going to try. So they are fighting for it once more. So Bubai Theory with a lot of confidence in their teamfight abilities, and they take Blaze down again, but Maiev this time is also down. And there's Garrosh. Guys, if Bubai Theory loses this game, it's their own fault. I mean, how much better can the position be that you're in? No clue what happened there. Somebody brain farted hard on this one. Now, either way, we have 27% on the core for Ammonite, and they're just looking at this. They're probably flabbergasted as well. They're like, guys, if they don't end, like, let's take that chance. They turned in, they got web weavers. That's an opportunity right there. If they can make this happen somehow, that would be incredible. Absolutely incredible. So the push down for the bot lane now, as they were not able to take the one in the middle. They go for Rega, and Wishing is currently wishing that he wouldn't be at the front line, so he's trying to move away. Junkrat dies though. Even Tranquility can't prevent this from happening, and with now Greyman also being in trouble, this is likely gonna be another kill here. 110,000 damage at this point for Tychus, pretty much. Catapults up at the top lane, and that should be game right now. The red team wasn't able to win it. The Winions might. That's more or less where we're at. Even the Winions are failing at it. Little bit more damage done. Nah, not really. The shield is still there, but it's at least looking good for them. Can't believe that we're still in this game, by the way. This is mind-blowing to me. Tychus goes down. That's incredible. 50 gems now on Leo, and they're still battling it out. It just went into a full owl brawl at this point, where the blue team has to prevent the Bubai Theory from turning in again. They throw everything at them, but it's just not enough. Greyman is down, so is Diablo. And that, I mean, I want to say has to be game, but I thought that already a few times. Maybe they're just trying to go for all of the mercenary camps first. Like, who knows? 16 kills to 9. We are 22 minutes in, and they're still chasing heroes. Down goes Blaze, and now it's a 4 versus 3. They don't have Tychus. They got the gems for a turn-in, though. So they can turn in. And Leo can make that happen by himself now. And he does. So he turns in. That's another web weaver wave. And there's another opportunity now to end the game. So here we are. I mean, maybe they're saving some of their best plays for the next game. Like, I don't know. But, I mean, if that doesn't push you over the line, then I don't know what does. 9 kills to 17. Looking good here with level 23. This game could have ended 4 minutes ago. But as it stands, this should be the final blow. I mean, how do you stop that? Blaze down for another 20 seconds. It's a 5 versus 4 with Tychus slowly arriving. Unless somebody gets blown up here quickly, there's just no way to defend this, right? At least there shouldn't be, but we'll figure it out. The creep is definitely going to go down. There's no doubt about that. The Web Beaver down at the bottom of the map. Now Diablo is dead again. This time he's down for the count. And that, ladies, finally is game number 1. Took them a little bit longer than expected, but the result is still the same. Boo by Theory takes the lead in the best of 5 against Team Ammonite in the loser bracket final at the first Korean qualifier for the Heroes International.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Second game in the series, and we got a lead for the Boo by Theory. Yeah, they didn't fully commit on the first attempt, but they actually risked a lot more not going for the core when the boss attacked it and dropped it down to 27%. By going back and allowing Ammonite to go for a couple of additional team fights and just simply toughing it out and ending the game right there, which would have definitely been a thing. But yeah, either way, at the end of the day, the result is the same. The red team has taken the lead, and now Ammonite is trying to deal with it here in Infernal Shrines with Diablo and Blaze again. So they go for the same front line, but they switched up their damage dealers a little bit with Lunara and Tychus. So they got Odin for the shrine fights. And on the right side of the map, we now get Mei at the front. That's actually a really interesting pick for the Boo by Theory. Hooligan has played Mei, I think, already once before. We have Maiev again and also Hogger. So a lot of the usual suspects that you would also see in the Western scene. Still, Malfurion, much higher priority for Korean teams in general than what we've seen in Europe up to this point. And Mei, of course, doesn't really get played a whole lot either. Every now and then Lauba might bust her out, but even that is a rare pick. Now, with a lead here for the red team, keep in mind, this is a best of 5, so they need to win 2 more maps to move on to the overall global final. The general final, where we are going to have, well, we already have Tempest waiting there. The winning team wins a spot for the offline event in Miami. And yeah, Miami is going to be great. I can't wait to cast with Trixler again. Now, obviously, we've casted quite a few times. Ooh, Hooligan. Yeah, Hooligan is a little bit in punching, like he's getting punched around all day long here. So yeah, Hooligan going down again. But I was just about to say that Trixler and we have casted a lot, of course, since HGC went down, at least online. Every now and then he jumped in for an X-Cup Grand Final, for Meta Madness Grand Final and whatnot. So always good to assist in a couple of them. But it's a whole different dynamic and just way more fun when you know you're like casting offline together with somebody. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's a bit of a revival of the HGC duo there. And yeah, depending on how the crowdfunding is going, we might be able to add another caster. So that would also be interesting. But right now I'm very happy that this is already locked in, so that's going to be awesome. But yeah, now that we're heading into game number 2, let's have a look at if Ammonite can turn this one around a bit. We had at least when you're looking at the results, we had very one-sided games in the Korean qualifiers so far. Now, as I already stated before, a lot of the matches didn't really, the results didn't really reflect how close some of these games were. Some of those matches were actually ridiculous, if you think about it. I mean, we had multiple games now in the previous matches where a team was leading the entire game, and then they just lose 1-2 team fights towards the end, and all of a sudden the opponent just turns it around, makes an insane core call, and wins the game. So yeah, that was pretty impressive. But either way, we have now the camps taken since the first shrine is activating. Now, when you have Tigers on your team, oftentimes teams that play around Tigers will more so focus on to the second objective than the first, because that's when they can also then utilize Odin. But right now, here's the opportunity to get Punisher number 1, and both of them are already lurking around trying to aim for position. Now, this is actually something on the macro level I'm really interested to see how they play this, because we observed this in some of the previous games, that for some reason the Korean teams have not been as diligent leaving a hero on the side lane for level 7 as the Europeans. And Meriday is going down quickly, damn! Everybody is immediately jumping onto the shrine, so that's a huge difference here in the way that the game on Infernal Shrines is being played by Europeans and by the Koreans. This is now the second or third time on the higher level matches that we've seen the Koreans just full on 5-manning at level 6 into the shrine, whereas European teams will always leave a hero on the side lane looking for that early level 7 and then commit with a talent advantage into the battle. And that's not happening here. So instead, we already have multiple kills, with now Blaze being eliminated too. And the Bubai Theory is heavily pulling ahead here with 32 stacks towards the objective, which of course makes it pretty much impossible for Ammonite to catch up. Objective number 1 will therefore be taken by the Bubai Theory. But I think it's a very, very interesting little tidbit that the Korean teams seem to value the early battle on the shrine, that lead that they can get by committing to it fully, more than getting the level 7 talent. So once we are going into the offline event, if that still holds true there could be some interesting matches. Because as I said, European teams, they will traditionally shy away from the battle until they have the level 7 talent, and then try to use an advantage around that level to make the play there. So definitely an interesting one. Now either way, we got 2 kills to 1. The Frozen Punisher has done some damage. It took the wall down, but they weren't able to do much more than that. Totally fair, totally fine. So nothing too crazy yet. Lulnara still down here at the bottom of the map. And up at the top, yeah, Hoga is now taking care of this. We still have the camps at the bottom half of the map, and the teams are now fighting for that. So here comes the play. Spell is moving in. Reset with Lunara doing the damage, and Hooligan gets stunned into the wall. Immediate follow-up, trying to get away here, and is able to move out before he falls. The camp has already been stolen on the other hand, and is now also contributing to the damage. Lunara a little bit low, nearly getting killed here. Reset still alive though. They were about to get the kill on Hanzo, but they couldn't get the final hit here. So both teams in this little skirmish moving out without losing a single hero. Alright, not too bad. Okay, not too shabby. I mean, at this point, it's still level 9 versus level 9, at least in the second. Not too much structural damage done yet. Ammonite, a little bit on the back foot. Lost 1 hero more, and lost the objective, which is of course a bit annoying. But they're doing a great job taking the camps now. I mean, you look at the minimap, and they are trying to paint the map blue, taking most of it here. So, yeah, already we have the Hoga moving in again. And, well, let's see what they can do now that Diablo has also completed his level 1 quest. Actually, he didn't, sorry. My bad. So, yeah, Dibbles is at 79 stacks right now. Top side, though, yeah, Yisaku trying to get away here. But everybody is waiting for level 10 abilities. And here we are. So we got Bloodlust again. That's another big difference, by the way, between the Korean teams and the European teams. We have seen Ancestral Healing multiple times, but generally speaking, Korean teams are way more willing to commit to Bloodlust than European teams up to this point. Now, Bloodlust at Odin is obviously just incredible. It's so strong. And also when you're talking about Lunara just like chipping away, there's a lot of situations where you can use that. The trouble always arises when your opponent can prevent you from fighting and then Bloodlust just expires. And with a good Avalanche from Mei, that could be possible. So if they play that properly, they can maybe negate Rhaegar's ult quite nicely. So we'll see. But at this point, we have already the hits coming in again, this time against Hoga, who's trying to buy some time for the rest of the team to lock the camp in. And the objective is popping up in a few more seconds, with Diablo looking to gain a few more souls so that he's fully stacked on his level 1. Pretty close. Yeah, a bit of a battle down here. Look at Reset. Reset getting the kills, soloing Hanzo, but we got a Hooligan out for revenge. Reset! Yeah, he could get away, and he just get away. No, maybe not. The kill! Hooligan! Nice! Bambi is dead. Soloed Hanzo, and then Mei 4 to the rescue. Nicely done. So, 3 kills to 2. The fight for the shrine is still there. This time they're battling it with Odin and with Bloodlust. They're still waiting, of course, for Lunara to come back. Arrow! And he gets dodged. Nice map awareness by the blue team. Ammonite doing their best to take over. They already have 15 stacks towards the objective. Big lead here for them. Lunara isn't here yet though. Lightning Breath! And Malfurion gets burned. The tree hugger is dead. Easily taken down. 3 kills to 3. And off we go. That should be the first objective now for Team Ammonite. Great job here by them. Bloodlust being used in the last battle. Lunara coming a bit too late to really dish out damage. But now level 13 is coming up next. We already got 26,000 damage for Tychus. Whereas Hanzo has 17k to his name. So he's definitely trailing behind, especially when you compare him now to the second highest damage dealer on Team Ammonite, which is Lunara, who also surpasses him. So the chance to go for the top fort now. Ammonite trying to bring this back. They're trying to make sure that they are headed into game number 3 on an even score with the red team. So far, we're not there yet. And here we go. That is the opportunity to take that fort down. 13 versus 13. Both teams have their talents. And right now, what do we get? Yeah, they get it. They get the fort for sure. They can't get a kill, but they can take the fort down. By now we also have in the middle still a bit of a battle. The Fleabag is trying to take Blaze down. And Blaze is going for the big oil spill here. Oh, the stun, baby! Oh yeah! Nice! Good collapse on Hogger. Now he has a couple more seconds to take a bath. 20 until he's back to business, and that means that with the 5 versus 4 numbers advantage, the blue team can go for additional camps, and they're already doing exactly that. So 4 kills to 3. I gotta say, Ammonite is really starting to wake up, so I'm not quite sure what happened in the first game. Maybe they didn't have their coffee yet. Coffee is love, coffee is life. Hashtag Koffefe. But now they are slowly getting into their rhythm. So apparently they've woken up here. They take the lead in experience. They have the lead in kills. They've taken the first fort down. And they're looking good at this point. Now, we already have an advantage for them. We still have down to the bottom of the map now also Hooligan double checking what's happening around the final mercenary camp. And he moves back just as he sees the Wisp coming in. Doesn't want to get caught here, obviously. Just eager for some additional info. Yeah, and with that, they can now try and make another little play here, as we're already seeing the level 16 talent approaching for them. So, let's see what they can do with that. Not too much right now. But, yeah, camps get cleared. Everybody's prepping for the next objective, for the next level. Ammonite is, of course, unwilling to fight now. Why would they? They have a level 16 talent coming up, so unless they're getting a free hit on somebody and can get up on him, they're going to wait for that talent. A bit of a frontline battle, but 16 is so close, and that's definitely something that the Bubai Theory doesn't want to fight against. There we have it. That gives us additional synergy with the Earth Grasp Totem that we now have 2. On top of that, what else are we going to get? We got, yeah, the Firestorm build progressing with the Debilitating Flames, and even more synergy for Tychus' grenade build as that continues too. Level 13, he went into the Spray and Pray. That's how a lot of Tychus players approach the game. Especially in Storm League, the praying part is pretty big for them. Half a level is missing until the Bubai Theory has a level 16 talent. They are this time the ones that have to play this a bit more defensive, but they should be ready for the next objective with a level 16. Now again, Master Assassin with 2 stacks. Not going to complete that anytime soon, but again, that's not the goal. All about the passive here as usual. And there we go. Level 16 is ready. I mean, you can really tell that both of the teams are a bit more cautious in their approach to all of this, since they are fully aware that this is really important. If you're the loser's bracket of the tournament in a double elimination system, you know that it is their last chance to get to the grand final, and that's what they're aiming for here. Ammonite, they want their rematch. They want their rematch against Tempest. And, yep, there's the objective. Shrine is activating. And despite the lead in experience, Ammonite's lead is tiny. It's only a bit of a stats advantage that they have, and of course the top lane. To be fair, that camp that is now pushing topside could become a problem for the top keep, depending on how long this fight lasts here. But time will tell. For now, Hogger is just poking it out. Avalanche is used. It's a triple, baby! And what a beautiful follow-up! Fantastic opening here into this, but they cannot get the kill, or can they? They are going for Blaze, and they burn him down. Blaze is dead. The environmentalists in the crowd are going to be happy. No more burning oil spills anytime soon, but it was all initiated with that little move here. I mean, check this one out. So at this point, we have a triple avalanche and then the immediate follow-up with the root and the arrow too. I mean, so much synergy here by them. The coordination spectacular. Now Diablo is dead as well. And they get the double kill. Boo by Theory coming back in style with this one. They get the double kill and now they're looking fantastic on the objective. But as highlighted before, this might become a problem. They need to send somebody back and they already did. Hogger is on a mission. He's going to try and defend the keep here. And with that, we have also the Mortar Punisher on the side of Bubai Theory moving through the bot lane as they are going for another fort. Nicely done. I gotta say, some awesome action that we're seeing here, and I love the coordination that we had just now between Hooligan, Wishing, and also Hanzo, doing such a great job, and it led to a one-team fight, led to an objective, but now they gotta capitalize on it. Spell gets attacked, Wishing a bit in trouble, he is trying to move out, and gets burned to a crisp by Blaze. Blaze is able to take down 2, but the counter kills. Diablo and Lunara also dead, 6 kills to 7. These guys are really at it. Look at this, by the way. Yeah, Hogger is able to make it out. Then again, Hanzo, he's still in trouble, trying to get out of the fight, but he can't, so they drop him too. That's 3 heroes eliminated on the side of the Bubai Theory. Absolutely spectacular right now. Just a back and forth the entire time. All of them going for kills and going for the hits here. Gotta love that. And look at experience. They're dead even right now. Yeah, Dami with Tigers at the bot lane doing his thing on the camp. We got 56,000 damage for Tigers, 48,000 for Hanzo. Structurally, pretty much even. I mean, both teams have lost a single fort and that's it. We're 15 minutes in and we're looking at level 20. And they're all going for cams, going for the action. Hooligan sliding out once more, just in the nick of time. The only one that hasn't died in this entire game is Dami. Dami is the only one that hasn't been dropped yet. He is on Tigers with 0 deaths. Everybody else died at least once. So, level 20 coming up soon, TM. Especially here for the blue team. A little bit ahead. Should really make a difference. The window is tiny. Now, of course, sometimes you can use these small windows to force a fight and then capitalize on your advantage, but I highly doubt that it's going to be happening here. Red team should be able to avoid that. Unless, of course, they get caught in the middle now. There's level 20. Big red button once again. And we also now got the intensifying toxing. We got the Gladiator's Washout. So Rhaegar can go for it once more. But Bubai Theory is immediately falling back. They don't want to fight this. They are also going to be willing to sacrifice their fort. So nice push by Ammonite, I like it. It's a bit of extra damage. They don't stay too long. They can't take the entire thing down. Hogger went now into the no control after picking the pummel on level 13. And we get the usual suspects on level 20 with the cascade coming in for Mei. So, yep, may the snowballs be with her. Hooligan trying to force them back from the fort. That hasn't really worked out. And nice, dodges out on the stun. But the aggression is still happening. 7 kills to 7. Second fort down. What a game. Yeah, I like it. I really like it. The Bubai Theory doing their best here. Now, as it stands, they're going for the camps again. Top lane camp has already been taken on the right side by the red team. 71 stacks for Diablo now. And yeah, there's an attempt at the next team fight. Choke point, careful. You got a Hanzo against you and you got Cascade as well. So that's another one to keep an eye on out. But yeah, Shrine activating at the top. And that's a little bit of a problem for Bubai Theory because Ammonite still has that fountain. So if they have a chance during the battle to move back and top of their hit point and mana pools, they will take the lead there. So a bit out of an uncomfortable spot for the Bubai Theory. We'll see if they can turn this around, but they already get caught here. Ice block is in. Hooligan with a slide. Where's the cascade when you need it? Hikers immediately going for assault and Lulnara is dead. Dear meat, that's it, baby. So yeah, this is gonna be a nice barbecue there tonight. Hanzo with a kill against Lulnara. Now they're trying to go for hit number 2. Hooligan, a bit low, but he's trying to force the agenda here with the rest of the team as they're chasing hard. Spell gets poked around a little bit by Orga, tethered back in. Diablo still alive, and then Maiev says, alright, I'm done with this shit, and just cleaves him to death. Nice. Nice damage, nice kill, well done. And that is, again, a lead in the game for the Bubai Theory. Now, they're sending currently Maiev back to deal with this. But the keep has already taken at least some damage. It's not going to fall here, but that's, of course, still fairly annoying for the red team. Later on in the game, this is opening up opportunities for Ammonite to go through the top side if they are ever winning a big team battle. Now, Hogga is soloing the top. That's going to be an easy punisher for them. Let's not forget that they still have to go through the fort there. Bubai Theory decided to not go for that right away. And here we go. With that, we got now 7 to 10. Rhaegar gets killed as well, so that's a staggered kill on Rhaegar, and that's a problem. Meriday losing his life here, that's a huge deal. Yeah, that's a really, really big problem. So, I mean, at this point, they have to wait another 40 seconds. Something like that honestly shouldn't happen. Arrow is missing. Yeah, they aim for Lunara. This is one of those high-risk, low-reward things. If you get the kill, then it's great for you, but at the same time, obviously, they didn't necessarily expect it to hit, but if it does, then it would, of course, enhance this push even further. But they are looking to take all of these forts out. The top one is going to fall 100%. Poking through the middle a little bit should allow them to also drop this one, especially, of course, with that camp that is already doing some work. But the idea is to do even more damage. And if they can stagger a death against Lunara here, that's great. And even if they can't, with another 40 seconds, Hanzo is going to have this arrow back soon. TM. So, once again, we have the push through the top, assisted by the Punisher. Let's see if they can get that keep. Mid lane fort is still standing, but that can be taken down any time by them. It's about the top keep right now. Bubai Theory, pretty respectable performance here. After taking the victory on Tomb of the Spider Queen, they're looking to enhance that lead with a 2-0. Ult on Maiev tries to push them back here. Seems like they might not quite be able to take that keep down, but boy, those arcane sentries, they are doing work. Everybody that at any point in time played Diablo in hardcore mode knows exactly how annoying those arcane sentries can be. Pretty much everybody lost at least at one point in their life a hardcore character in Diablo to those things. But yeah, either way, 7 kills to 10 now. Mid lane fort, very likely going to be taken out soon. They just have to push in just a little bit. And it's a real game. A lot of back and forth here. Really, really like it. But can Bubai Theory extend that lead? Can they hit that next one? Can they move in and try and take that down? I mean, they can take down the fort, but can they take down the core here? They had some questionable calls in the first game, but right now they're playing this pretty well. But Hooligan, he gets caught and killed. The arrow hits and helps them to retreat. But of course, now that we have a 5 versus 4 in favor of Team Ammonite, they can start to see if they can do a bit of damage here. Now camps, 3 minutes. There's one that they could claim down here at the bottom of the map. Red team is apparently attempting to steal this away. As long as they have vision on a few heroes top side, that's fine. But yeah. Okay, good call. As long as they have vision top side, that's okay. But the second that those heroes disappear from vision, you gotta get out of there. You can't afford right now to lose some of your heroes. And they're going for another one. Now, they gotta be really careful. If they get flanked and lose a hero or two, that would be a disaster. And very likely the blue team is gonna aim for the bottom fort. They got a few more seconds left. Ah, well, bot side, honestly, now that I look at it, is pushed out a bit too much. So instead they're focusing onto the middle, which makes perfect sense. Can use Lunara for that and use the acid to burn that wall down. Won't allow them to do much more than that with Mei back to business, but at least, I mean, every little bit helps. Small advantages, slowly and steadily, will lead to a big advantage. Now we are 23 minutes into the game, 8 kills to 10 and level 23. They're cleaning up as much as possible. But now the next shrine is happening into the middle. We're going to get a Mortar Punisher. And on the left side, the wall still stands. On the right side, we have the entire thing taken down. So if Ammonite can win the team fight, that would really help them there. And, well, there it is. 80,000 damage for Hanzo. 95,000 for Tychus. And 62 for Lunara. So just from a pure damage number perspective, the blue team is doing well here. But again, they've been struggling for a long time to get those kills. So is that going to change during that fight? They picked up a couple of strays lately, but they need to win these team fights. And that's not going to be easy. Tigers still hasn't died, by the way. So Dami is just murdering it on him. Not only is he top damage in hero damage, is also top on siege damage for the blue team and hasn't fallen either. So yeah, fantastic job by him. But here comes the battle, here comes the fight. This is the golden opportunity for Ammonite to bring this back after they suffered in the last couple of big team battles. So now the opportunity to make that team composition work with all the tankiness up at the front. Once more, Maiev dropping the ult here. Rega already with a bloodlust used a bit earlier as we had the ult on Tigers. Cascade is in. Hogger pox out, but things are looking pretty decent here on the shrine for Ammonite. They're taking position. They have 35 stacks and they're gonna get this one. Mortar Punisher taken. Nobody went down on either side, but this is a 24-minute Punisher that is now moving through the middle of the map in an attempt to win the game for them. So they're going to try for that keep. They're going to try for more. It's all a question of whether or not they can get a few kills with this. And there's the hit against Wishing! And that is that. Malfurion dead, and without the support, this is a disaster. Malf gets picked. They are able to flank him, and as he gets caught, the red team now has to play this without their healer. Big problem for them, and big damage coming in the mid lane. And that is a huge issue. If they lose another hero or two, that might be game. And Hogger is already down. That's 2 heroes down the drain. Punisher still at 40%. They're trying for another kill. Big cascade! Oh. Baby! What a hit! Maiev gets the kill. They're getting 1, they're getting 2, they're getting 3. Hanzo gets destroyed too. But damn, son. Maiev with a big plays here after we saw just another fantastic cascade. Look at this one. Hitting 3 and then Maiev moving in like the monster she is and just slices and dices and takes them all out. That could have been game. That could have been game, everybody. But there it is. They saved the day. 11 kills to 13. 75% on the core right now. But that was absolutely fantastic. Good shit. Really, really nicely done. So, with that being done right now, Merryday and Blaze, they're down at the bottom on the map. We have at the same time here in the middle still the pressure back by them. Guys, we're 26 minutes into the game. We're Infernal Shrines and we're 26 minutes in. Not bad. Yep. So here we go. Top side, Kirizaku, he's doing his thing now too. And let's see. The keep hasn't fallen yet, so he can take all of this out. It's going to be 5 versus 5 back on the map. And with that, we are seeing another play for the top side objective. Guys, honestly, whoever takes the top side battle is going to win it. Look at the 2 keeps that are standing there. One is on half HP, the other one on maybe 10%. Unless Ammonite can force a fight before that, and they're trying. They actually go for it. Ammonite is trying to go for the fight, but Spell is in trouble. He's trying to push Hooligan a little bit further out. Big arrow from Hanzo. And he's dead. Diablo is down. Reset on the run. Already we had Bloodlust used, but there's Hogger dying, and it seems like Hooligan might fall too. Look at Dami! Jesus! Tigers murdering it, absolutely crushing it, triple kill. Blaze is lost, they go for Hanzo. How did he survive that? There's another hit coming, then he's dead too, and Dami tries for it, jumps in and drops him. Another kill for them. 5-man team wipe as Maiev goes down. The move for the core. Ammonite, ladies and gentlemen. They take the victory in game number 2. They tie the series. What a fantastic game here. What a great match in the losers bracket final between the Bubai Theory and Team Ammonite. Nicely done. The blue team victorious on Infernal Shrines as we are headed towards game number 3. Nice done, GG, and well played. The score is tied, everybody. We're going to Battlefield of Eternity, and Ammonite has pulled it off on the second map. Pretty entertaining series so far. A lot of back and forth, not only given the score between the two teams here, but also when you're looking at how the games develop, the individual maps. Now we have on the left side a Nubarak and Dehaka. And, well, together with that for damage, again Greymane. I mean, yes, he is becoming a staple here. Reset is playing Junkrat. And over on the right side of the map, we got the Bubai Theory with Imperius this time. So we actually get a triple front line. We have Crash Lightning for Thrall. So Thrall, Garrosh, and Imperius are playing out the front as Hanzo is there for the range damage. And if you are looking at a triple melee, you can obviously run Crash Lightning with Thrall, as long as he is in the format. I mean, that's really what you're looking for, to get the most stacks out of it. If you then again are able to stack it properly, it also depends a little bit on how your opponent reacts to it. If they're going for a 2-3 split or if they are playing this out a bit differently. Now down at the bottom of the map, it's going to be a solo Imperius that is going to play this out. We have them with a consuming flame here. There's a lot of rotational work already happening between the two teams. Everybody trying to look for an opportunity to maybe catch somebody that is isolated on the map, maybe go for a bit of tower damage too if they can get there. And Nubarak in particular, of course, has that option. But yeah, they're going for the top. Nice drag, well done. Good job by Dehaka. Definitely a bit of an annoying start here for Hooligan. And so far, Thrall without the hit here. Now, down to the bot lane. That's where we already have Junkrat now in a solo position against Imperius. And all the way up at the top, nah, can't really get a hold of him here. But for the Bubai Theory, of course, this is going to be, I mean, for both of the teams, it's an opportunity to pull ahead. But the Bubai Theory, they were shut down on map number 2. They would have loved to hold that 2-0 lead. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to go to the grand final, and out of this qualifier, there's only one team that will qualify for the offline final in Miami, where we're finally going to see Europe versus Korea and North America again. So all three major regions are going to represent it there. 2 stacks for Thrall, and look at him, Dehaka, he's really landing those tongues like a big boy, not bad. Now down to the bottom of the map, we have a big, oh nice, I mean he should be fine. Nubarak gets ping-ponged around, doesn't even have to do anything, gets like flipped in by Hooligan, and then Anduin comes through a moment later and I was like no, back on this side of the wall. So yeah, doing a great job. But I'm pretty sure that he still had also his borrowed charge, so he could have moved out by himself, I suppose. 3 stacks for the Crash Lightning. Obviously, once that you complete the quest, this is really where it unfolds his power, when you can have even more poke damage. And just the talent effect alone, once you complete it, it is just incredible. I mean, it makes it so much easier for you to just poke away against your opponent. Now, when we're talking about damage against the Immortal, Greymane, he is a fantastic asset to have for the blue team. But then on the other side, let's not forget, we got Hanzo. And that level 4 talent is, of course, crushing it. So, as is, we got Indomitable on level 4. We got the Surge of Light for Anduin, the Lurker Strain for Dehaka. And already a lot of good damage done by Ammonite at the bot lane. Taking down that wall. It's definitely a good first step here for them. Now, their camp has been defeated. Dehaka still dealing with the top. And everybody else is fighting now at the bottom here. So already we got them aiming for Spell again. Yeah, for the Nubarak. Nobody's taking him down yet. And off we go. Trying to... Oh. Yeah, if you're going up against a Junkrat, obviously you gotta be real careful with your positioning. You get booped out of position once, and that might lead to a very quick kill against you. Now, so far we haven't seen any kills in this game yet. Both teams still at 0. But the battle for the Immortal is definitely happening. I mean, both of them did roughly 50% damage. And here comes the attack against Hooligan. And he's been a bit of a punching ball throughout this entire series. Now, I don't think this game is going to be an exception. He goes down, first blood. I mean, basically, at this point, you can say that Hooligan is the Korean Lauber. That's more or less where we're at right now. He survives a little bit longer at the beginning of the game. To be fair to Lauber, he also has shaken that off a bit. But, yeah. Regular viewers of the channel will definitely know what's meant by this. So, yeah, the Korean Lauber is down, but he's already back to business, making his way into the middle. It still led to victory for the blue team on objective number 1. 5 stacks for Thrall. And they gotta defend topside now. It's not really a whole lot of stacks for Thrall yet either on his level 1. Greymane looking at the Quicksilver bullets over here. A little bit more of a range build for him with the Subterranean Shield for Team Ammonites Inuburak. Zebeetle. And now that we are having that big battle in the top lane, question is how deep can they go with this? They are already taking the wall down, and with all that pressure, I think they can get some really nice damage on that fort. They might be able to take the entire thing. It's gonna hurt a lot. So now the Ancestral Wrath is ready. We also had 8 stacks for Thrall, so he's really trying to capitalize on that situation. I don't think that the fort is necessarily going to fall here, but 50% are at least going to be gone. That's nice damage by them. After they also damaged the bot lane already, Team Ammonite has really started to take a lot of structural, or has dished out a lot of structural damage against the Bubai series. So great start for them. Get the first kill, get all the walls destroyed, damage against the forts, and now they're aiming for a few additional camps. But not just there yet. Alright. Trying to go for the Haka, body blocked here, and he gets away. A little bit of a flip forward by Garrosh as he's trying to get Hanzo in a better position. And I don't think Hanzo liked that at all. Reset saw that and immediately thought, let's see what we can do with this. 11 stacks by now for Thrall. And I gotta say, this is getting better and better. So initially I was a little bit worried that he might be way too low on his stack amount. But he capitalized on that defense a lot and is now doing the same thing again. And he can be a game changer in the late game if he is able to complete that. They're losing Imperius on the other hand, and it might also be the end of the main tank if Hooligan gets now crushed, because Greymane is definitely going in for the kill and gets it. Double kill against the front line. And there is momentum on the side of the blue team. Bye-bye, Thrall. All melees are gone. And Greymane is playing Big Bad Wolf in this one. Dami just crushing it. Ripping their throats out one after another. And that leads to a 4-0 kill advantage for the blue team. They take the fort down. And they've also significantly damaged the fort at the bottom of the map with minion pressure alone. That's, of course, where the Haka comes in. And honestly, seeing the Haka on this map is a little bit reminiscent of the early days of Heroes of the Storm. Back then, I think it was even extending into the early days of HGC, one of the main goals was that you would pick the Haka on Battlefield of Eternity, and pretty much the main goal was you wanted to have the level 10 advantage on the second Immortal. That was the goal. You got the level 10, and then you went for the fight. And they have that. They have level 10 now. They were able to use those global plays in the early game, and those tongs are absolutely on point. I mean, that is Sugar Daddy 69 level plays that we're seeing from him right now. Bonus points to whoever remembers him. But yeah, so level 10 is in. We got to go for the throat. And here's the opportunity to go for a massive Immortal Shield now. Massive one. So yeah, let's have at it. That should be the one. Bottom is already pushing out with another camp, so that means the fort is likely gone by the time the Immortal is taken. They take their own camp, but it's a bit late. Sundering is in, immediately being used, and that is exactly the synergy that you don't want to have. Sundering into arrow fail. If Hanzo and Thrall don't coordinate their talents, that's exactly what happens. The fort is already gone, and here it is, another quick look at it, just so you guys have a bit of an idea. Look at the level 10s hitting. Yeah, they're going straight for it. Now Garrus is dead too, but yeah, Sundering gets dropped and so does the arrow. Nothing connects. 5 kills to 0 now. They're immediately moving through the bot lane now in an attempt to even go for the keep, and we're only 8 minutes into the game. Top side, to be fair, there is some damage. This will lead to the fort being destroyed, so they better make this count or it's a pretty bad trade. Thrall is at 16 stacks, he's at 13,000 damage, but he just can't hold a candle to Hanzo, who's still poking it with 24k. But this is just too much. 12 to 10, they keep under pressure. Big problem. That should be keep. That should absolutely be keep at this point. Maybe not. Can they defend this? I thought that Greymane would maybe even commit, but it doesn't seem like he will. They're poking, yeah, and it's keep. They time it well. Not taking any unnecessary risk. And Hanzo, another missed arrow, but they could go for Greymane, and he gets saved. If you have the choice between saving Greymane and saving Inuburak, then you go for Greymane. I mean, whoever wants to save a cockroach? So, yeah. The Cucaracha is dead. And Junkrat gets Hanzo'd. Nice. Junkrat gets Hanzo'd. That's the worst. First they kill the Nubarak and then they take out the Junkie. So yeah, there it is. So Nubarak is the first one to fall. Reset looked good initially and was trying to get away here, but Imperius shut him down quickly. And then, bam! Arrow to the face. Goodbye, my friend. Second kill for the Bubai Theory. So up to this point, the red team had 0 kills. None. They were just on the retreat of the blue team, able to pick up 2. That's all that they were able to get. Now, with the level 13 talents, what else do we get? We got, on this case, the lane speed boots. We got on the prowl, and we got the burning beetles. 18 stacks for Thrall. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for the keep already being claimed, I would say, yeah, that still has some potential, but he really needs to speed it up. So, here's a level 13 talent in progress for the Bubai Theory. They will have it for the Immortal fight. It's the best that they can hope for. Camp is going to be up in 40 seconds, so most likely going to be taken during the halftime show. And, well, they need to deal with the camp and the catapult so that they are not pushing towards the core. To be fair, 10 minutes in, this is not going to do too much work. Still, something you need to get rid of. They try to catch somebody out of position. So far that hasn't happened. But yeah, let's see where they can go with this. Because right now, it's going to be... I mean, this is a victory that they have to take, right? They can't afford losing the second keep now as well. That would mean that they don't have a single structure standing anymore. They're going for Hooligan again, identifying the weakling at the front. Yeah, Hooligan has been farmed a lot today. Has also made a couple of really good plays, don't get me wrong. But they are definitely poking him out as quickly as they can. And with all the coordination that we're seeing from them, they just slap him whenever they get the chance. Now, once again, it's slow poke, and you have the Haka pushing out the top lane. So the Haka is doing a great job escorting a few of these catapults in. And he's also getting them closer and closer to level 15. Now, I highly doubt that we are seeing this battle unfold until even level 16 is hit. But you can tell that he's really making a play for it here. So he wants to damage that wall too. And that would help them if they can win the Immortal, but of course they're losing some ground here too because the Bubai Theory is pushing for it. They realize that it's a 5 versus 4 in their favor, but as the Haka joins Stefani, gets the drag again, dropping or trying to drop Hooligan. The Ancestral is keeping him alive. 5 kills to 3 now still, and they're slowly pushing this a bit farther forward towards the red team's Immortal now as they're trying to go for a bit of a counterplay. Hasn't really happened thus far. But it might be a problem for Junkrat. Reset gets caught again. Second kill against him now. And Bubai Theory, they're back to business. At least for a short period of time. They're trying to close the gap in experience. They win the halftime show. Should also be enough to win them the Immortal. And that one would travel bot side. So an opportunity to take the bottom fort down. Unless, of course, they get stopped here. Camp is about to be taken during the halftime show as already expected. And the battle is still raging on. Yeah, so here's the arrow. And this time they didn't see it coming. Double arrow. Nice move by Anduin. Trying to save the day for the teammates, especially with the light bomb here. But Dami is still in trouble. They save him somehow. Thrall is low. He's at 22 stacks on the other hand. So he's really starting to get some momentum here. Can they maybe take him down though? Cocoon already being used. Here's the Reptile. Full into the middle of them. 1 kill against Rhaegar. They take down Hanzo. And they are trying to go for Imperius too. Guys, that Immortal is not taken yet. And while Imperius will fall, there's also a big problem with the bot lane that they gotta take care of somehow. So Imperius is dead down at the bottom of the map. They needed to deal with this since the shield was already getting scratched. And all of a sudden, it seems like it might be Ammonite after all that gets the Immortal. They were so close to taking the objective. Ammonite wins the team fight. And now they come in to claim victory with level 16 talent lead. They have another Immortal on their side. Small shield, true, but they are also taking the top side camp now. Or at least they're trying. And they lock it in. And you can't fight here. Bubai Theory in a 4 versus 5, still trying to make plays. I guess if they can take that kill, that would be big, but it's just not happening. So now the Immortal traveling through the top side. Thrall is at 29,000 damage. He's not done with this level 1 quest yet, but you can really tell that the damage numbers are slowly getting there. He needs to complete that quest though. They need to try to make something happen here. And so far it hasn't really worked. So right now, we're gonna have the attack towards the top keep. They should be able to... Well, I mean, they should be able to take it, but then again, the shield is low and the talent advantage is not going to last forever for them. They're of course looking to get a kill and they have all of their ults back up again. So once that they use Cocoon, they might be able to drive the fight past it. And now that they're going for Hooligan, they get the kill. They take down Garrosh. 5 versus 4. They keep 100% gone. And of course now the big question, can they go further than that? They go for Imperius, and with Greymane on their side, there's a real possibility that they are gonna take the core down. Immediately the tower in the mid lane gets destroyed. There's not a single keep standing any longer for the Bubai Theory. The shield attack, the Immortal gone, but this is a big problem for the red team. Thrall completes his quest, but it might be too little too late. He's trying to poke, he's doing his best here. Gets stunned, gets attacked, gets pushed, and dies. Thrall down, and so, yeah, Thrall is dead, so is Rhaegar, and I suppose so are the hopes and dreams of the Bubai Theory. But then again, they've pushed them back. They get 2 kills, but of course you look at the minimap and it is a disaster. They have nothing left. Nothing. Those catapults are going to push for the core time and time again. 12 kills, 2-5. And this is just bad, bad news. Up at the top, Dami and Meriday trying to take some camps, try to buy some time here. But this is an issue. Now the kills obviously help them to close the gap in experience a bit. They're still 1.5 levels behind. And the bigger problem is that since they also lost Rhaegar and Thrall, they can't immediately counter pressure and see if they can maybe take some structures down. So they have to wait for all of their heroes to be back on the map. They are on 83% of the core. They don't have any catapults pushing for them. It's actually not quite true. They have the occasional catapult topside, of course, since they took 1 fort down. But they have to deal with so much pressure here, it's unreal. And you can see that Reset is eagerly waiting for the timer so that he can time this camp properly. And then I guess they can also take this one again. So the bot lane is just going to be a nightmare scenario for the Bubai Theory. Which is why they are attacking the camp. They are hoping to prevent the camp from being taken, or at least get a head start on the Immortal, which is what's happening now. But that bottom lane is going to be a problem. It's going to be a real problem. So here they are, already taken down. With this now, we have a big pressure play made by Team Ammonite. And they are closing in on level 20. Hanzo is dead, and that's a disaster. The only way for the Bubai Theory to claim victory here was to get an early kill, and they were trying to go for it, but they just couldn't. Hanzo dies as Greymane is once again successful. And I gotta give a shout out to Dami here. He's been doing so much work during this game. We have him at 0 deaths with 51,000 damage, so pretty impressive stats for him. And he's of course also been one of the main damage dealers against structures and the Immortal for the blue team. Ammonite, after losing on Tomb of the Spider Queen, they claimed victory on Infernal Shrines. And things are just looking spectacular for them here on the 3rd map in the best of 5 series. Once again the Riptire, nicely done. Hooligan in trouble, he's down. Bot lane already pressured out. Immortal halftime show is won, but they are just cleaning house here. Rhaegar is dead, so is Thrall, and they are trying to go for the full 5-man team wipe as they take the entire team apart. The shield is already getting destroyed. Nicely done. A 2-1 lead in the best of 5 for Team Ammonite as they lock in a victory on Battlefield of Eternity. 17 kills to 5. Well played by them. Here comes the I hate waiting for Junkrat. But we have to wait just a few more seconds as we are headed for game number 4 of the loser bracket final, map number 4. Game number 4. Ammonite is in the lead against the Bubai Theory in the best of 5, the loser bracket final. And so far we had some really nice Korean action here. On the left side, Ammonite, this time with a Nuburak Blaze, Sylvanas and Greymane. That's actually a nasty combo already, with Merry Day on Rega. As over on the right side of the map, we got the Bubai Theory with a global in the house. So we're seeing them with Muradin and Dehaka. Double frontline for them as well. Malfurion again picked here, and Junkrat plus Tychus. Again, this is all for the offline event in Miami. And guys, if you catch the news a little bit late and you haven't heard me say it before, and the middle of October, we're going to have the offline event with Korean, North American and European teams in Miami. And if you want to have additional information, maybe you live in the area and you want to visit, want to shake the players' hands and also say hi to myself and Trixler, you can do that. You can go to heroesinternational.net for all the information. And you can also, of course, check that out with the links that are added to the video description if you're watching this on YouTube right now. There is also crowdfunding where you can support the event, and every single donation that comes in is also matched by an equal donation by our sponsors. They're going to match every single donation that's being made, and all that money is going to be used to make it easier for the players to travel to the event, cover all of the travel costs, make sure that we can up the production, maybe add a third caster, give you all of those shots from the venue and that video footage from the players, and so on and so forth, the usual goodies. And everything that goes over that amount goes to charity. So, Hooligan barely making it out of the fight here, whereas Reset is also moving back. And by the way, the prize pool for the event is $11,000 in prize money. So, yeah, pretty nice amount of pocket change, and we're usually breaking that down to all 8 teams. So we're really trying to make something for the community, by the community, because our sponsors are actually private investors, so to say. So private Heroes of the Storm fans that are interested in making this happen, because they've been wanting a big offline event for a long time, as have most Heroes of the Storm fans. So that's actually pretty important. So it's really made by the community, for the community. But with all of this said and done, as we are looking to see which team qualifies now for the grand final, where Team Tempest is already waiting and hoping to qualify for Miami, we now have Ammonite in a position where just one more map win would give them that spot in the grand final, and therefore the rematch against Tempest. But if they can get there, that's a different question, because Bubai Theory has been playing very well. They've clearly won. I mean, they've been doing a fantastic job. The entire series was just an endless back and forth. Now we got the Thunderburn on level 4. Bit of an old school build so far by Hooligan here. And at the same... nice skin as well. Not going into the pedo skin here. Not that Candy Muradin, where you just really have to think, like, what is the purpose of all of this? Yeah, I want to have some candy. It's like, yeah, the big F from Blizzard there. On the skin department at least, so yeah, no sympathy for me. The bigger they are on level 4, trying to burn the front line down a little bit. First time actually, I think in this tournament, in the games that we commentated, that we have not seen Tychus with a Master Assassin. Unless I missed one, but yeah, Master Assassin has been the dominant talent for the Korean teams here. So right now, we already have the action up towards the top. Careful, they're really going deep for this one. Reset is trying to make sure that the fort doesn't join in on the fight, and they are pushing them back. They really want that structure, and guys, they're gonna get it. That's a fantastic rotation from Ammonite, and it leads to an early destruction of the outer perimeter. So the fort is down, the first one, and if Blaze, I mean, even if they have to give this up, it's totally okay. Giving up a tribute for a fort, I mean, are you kidding me? It's a huge win. So he's trying to interrupt to allow the team to rotate over, but Wishing is getting the channel. Good for him. But they paid a price for this. Even with Dehaka, that rotation caught him a bit off guard. Sylvanas in a great position. And if you have Sylvanas and Greymane, I've been saying this in other games, in other matches, even on the European side. If you have that tag team and you can rotate them towards the lane before your opponent reacts to it, you can do massive amounts of damage, as you can see here. Sylvanas is empowering Greymane to go just ham, and once he's in Worgen form, he just chunks these things down. So the wall has fallen after they already destroyed the top fort, and this is looking spectacular early on for them. Not a big leading experience yet, not a single kill that we have here, but structurally, that was well done. Now, we got the new habits on level 1 for Blaze, so looking at the invulnerability frames with Nuburak going into the Regeneration Master. So he's going full cockroach on us, trying to increase his survivability. Whereas Hooligan, he dashed away from that Storm Bolt. The stun and the kill. Junkrat got junked as they drop him. Great stuns, good coordination, and they fully unleashed their entire team power on him. And he just didn't stand a chance there. So, well done. Up at the top. Yeah, still some experience gained by Dehaka at least. But that is an explosive opening for Ammonite. And I'm just catching... Okay, no, sorry. They got the tribute. So yeah, they got the tribute. The one that spawned on the left side, the second one. But they're doing it again. They're rotating Sylvanas down to the bottom of the map. This time without Greymane. He's actually taking a camp at the top. So the team is forced into a bit of a weird fight without him. It's a 5 versus 4. They might lose somebody here, but they still got that camp control. And it seems like they can even move away from this. They might... What? They nearly got a kill on a Hooligan. Damn, that was a 5 versus 4. And on the retreat, Ammonite turned and nearly got a kill on Muradin. As Greymane is getting experience gain in the middle, has taken another camp at the top, which is going to help them. They go for another fight, and Junkrat is dead again. Ammonite, great game by them so far, but here's the counter kill. Reset. Finally a catch by the Bubai Theory. They have arrived in the game. They get a kill. Level 10 close for both teams now, as we have the third tribute up on the map. So this is going to be the big one to fight for. Quest is completed for Blaze, good for him. But they're all waiting for level 10 right now. Already, we got an Uberak trying to do his thing here and channel that through. But here we are. Again, it is Bloodlust. They really love their Bloodlust. I can't wait to see if the Europeans are going to adapt to that and take Bloodlust themselves once we're at the offline event, or if they're going to stick it out with the Ancestral Healing whenever they're playing Rhaegar. So it's cool to see that even when some of the hero picks are the same and even some of the compositions are definitely comparable, some of the talent choices that are being made still differ and allow for different gameplay and styles. Haymaker is in play. I told you, Hooligan is the Korean Lauber. There is no doubt in my mind anymore. First it was that early game kill every single time, or that deserty experience, and now he's going for the Playmaker as well. I mean, if that is not the Korean Lauber, then I don't know what's going on here. We should call him Klauber or something. So Hooligan, yeah, Lauber is sitting somewhere watching these games and he's clapping and applauding. You know exactly that's the case. Yeah, somebody's cheering. I can hear it from here. So yeah, so at this point, we got the Playmaker potential. We also have camps focused on again. It's actually the red team that was able to lock in tribute number 2, so good for the Bubai Theory, taking the lead on the objective and maybe the first one to drop a curse on the opponent. But as you can see now, the boss is getting attacked, and the question is simply, do they rotate towards the top? It's a bit of an awkward one in the first place, because they have Sylvanas, and they decide apparently that they are attempting to interrupt top, which could happen. The timing is actually just working out, as it seems. They're moving past Muradin. Yes, and guys, they're gonna contest this. They're actually gonna contest this now. Or can they? Well, nope. Yeah, that didn't work out as intended for them. He got immediately locked down by Dehaka, so the idea was there. It was definitely interesting, but Dehaka drops the isolation and plays and is like, dude, if you're trying to commit Sudoku here, I'm going to assist, no problem. So once that he was silenced, he couldn't do anything. He was just standing there in the middle of them and got pummeled. So yeah, a bit too optimistic. 2 kills to 2, and here comes the curse. If they would have pushed the bot lane, I assume they would have gotten more value. But as it stands now, that bottom boss has at least taken the fort down. But Ammonite is cursed, and the boss is moving to the top lane. That's a huge problem right now. If that teamfight can be won by the Bubai Theory, this is going to be a mad advantage for them. So they're going to try. Hooligan got kind of caught again here. Is he going to be able to move out of this? He could be. Still trying to get away. Dehaka is also getting attacked, by the way. He's moving back out. And Muradin isn't out of it yet. They are still chasing him, dropping another cocoon. They really want him. Top fort has been destroyed. Level 13 talents are ready. And, well, the man with the Super Soaker gets killed. Tychus is dead. Yeah, sun's out, guns out, hit points to 0. Now we have level 13 talents for the red team, but the blue team is catching up, and thanks to the 2 kills that they just got, they are able to defend now. Interesting game. Interesting development that we have. The bottom fort is still suffering a little bit. They take another camp here. 13 talents on both sides. They survived the curse. And, well, as it stands, it's as weird as that seems. It's an advantage for the Bubai Theory in structures. Now, they're fort at the bot lane and the mid lane. They're both low. So they're likely going to lose them soon. But right now, the blue team gets more catapult pressure against the red team. And the fights are still happening. I mean, we got 6 kills so far at the 10-minute mark. And they're now moving into the middle of the map for even more aggression. So 35,000 damage for Tychus, 26,000 for Sylvanas. And they're still using that Sylvanas Greymane combo as best they can. This time with some resistance from the opponent though. So they are not able to drop the fort in the mid lane just yet. But they're working on it. They're definitely doing the best they can here to try and facilitate that. Hasn't happened yet. At the bottom of the map, yeah, we still got the 2 siege giants pushing for the destruction of the fort, which is going to happen if nobody rotates in. And Anubarak is hesitant a bit. He's moving back down, but he was for just a second moving back towards the mid lane in order to assist the team here. But they have to take this. And up at the top, the global is still playing a big role, of course. And that's going to be a big thing in the later stages of the game too. As long as you have that global, you can always catch up in experience and even side lane pressure the other team and try to get the lead there. Push them towards one of the keeps and get a hit. So they're holding on to the one at the bottom of the map, at least for now, but they lost the fort in the mid lane. The experience advantage for Ammonite, that is going to give them a bit of a leg up on the other hand. So once they have the level 16 talent, they can try to make another play. Boss is up in another minute roughly. Bit more than that, and we're still talking about only the 2nd tribute for Team Ammonite if they claim it. But they are also looking for another kill. I mean, Haymaker there. Actually, nice move by Blaze. Uses the Haymaker repositioning by trying to get closer to Tychus, and it nearly worked for him. A stun there could have meant a layup for Anubarak to follow up on it. So, yeah, they're a little bit torn on where to go, but they're trying to steal the camp away. They really want to force a fight. They got level 16, and they're trying to do their best with it. The talent advantage being used to steal the opponent's bruiser camp away. And with that, they either can go for the tribute, or they can just simply go for the fort. And maybe they're even able to pull both off. So, yeah, they're starting to move in. And there's just no way the Bubai Theory is going to fight this one. Nah, they're gonna fall back here. They got to. They fall back a little bit. Space created, Meriday channels. And now they can move into the mid lane and take the fort. Greymane is already doing it. But here comes the Dehaka factor. So this is what I said earlier. Dehaka is pushing these side lanes out, and he escorted a catapult now into range of the keep. Now they don't get it, but they are taking, what is this, 15% damage that they just did with that? 20 maybe? A bit more than I even thought they would be able to pull off. But small moves like that, if you do that a bit more often during the game, then you might eventually take one of your opponent's keeps down without even having to fight for it. So the next tribute is spawning, and that could be a cursed tribute if the blue team takes it, but both of them are also still guarding the bosses. Don't want to risk that the opponent is sneaking one in. But they're going to try and take now the top tribute. And, well, that's something that the Bubai Theory has to react to. So that's one that they definitely have to try and take here. Hooligan with his Haymaker. Now he's getting his survivability, of course, from his level 4 and level 13 synergy. The double clap with the healing static is gonna help him a lot in these big team fights. But without Avatar, he still has to be cautious that he doesn't get burned down. Dehaka doing exactly what he's supposed to do at the bottom of the map. That will likely cost Team Ammonite the bottom fort. But if they can get that tribute, it's all gonna be worth it. So they're gonna try and lock that in. And here we are, 45,000 damage for Tychus, 27,000 on Sylvanas, the 2 top damage dealers on the respective teams. Dehaka has now taken even another minion wave at the bottom of the map. And yeah, here's the channel attempt. Hooligan with one clap. I mean, they're going for the interrupt. Dehaka is dealing with the mid lane. He's trying to catch up in experience for them. Whereas Ammonite is trying to just eat every single grenade. They're all playing Bruno Mars here. Trying to catch a grenade for whoever channels the tribute. And Meriday is realizing that this is apparently not happening anytime soon. So Reset is now moving in to help out a little bit. But yeah, their spell. Anubarak trying to do his thing. And again, they can't get it. Interrupt after interrupt. Junkrat is just such a nuisance in these situations. Seriously, where's Bruno Mars when you need him? Like, that fucker could catch the grenade, maybe then he would stop singing. But, well, for now, we got Junkrat down. They finally got the revenge on him. And that should be... If they can get another kill, can you imagine? Get the tribute, get the curse, go for the bosses. Damn, they dropped Tigers. This might be... this could be a murderous disaster for the Bubai Theory. Malfurion is down. They all survive. Like, they don't even lose one of them. Like, both heroes here were so low. Now they're turning it on Hooligan, trying to take him down too. Quick dash and stun. Now the Haka is in trouble. Meriday, the Wolf is hungry. And boy, this is going to be a nightmare. This is going to be an absolute and utter disaster. They already go for the boss. They can go for the channel. 9 kills to 2. Level 20 coming up next. Bottom fort has been lost. Blaze is moving into dealing with this. But here they are. They're going for the channel. They're going for the boss. They can stack it all. And they can go for the top lane attack right now. Junkrat is already back. He's going to try and defend this as best as they can. But with 5 members on the map, the world's their oyster. Ammonite, they are looking to take this with a 3-1. They want to go to the grand final. They want to have a rematch against Team Tempest. Can they pull that off, though? They have level 20. That means Gladiator's Washout. Fortified Bunker. We get the Rewind. We get Unleashed. And Sylvanas is going for the Bolt of the Storm. There's the move right here, right now. Boss moving in. 16 minutes in. They want the kill. Bloodlust is ready. And Hooligan is dead. Hooligan is dead again. This might be the beginning of the end. They go for the second kill. Down goes Malfurion. And here comes the rocket baby. Rocket ride from Junkrat, but this is a disaster. Bubai Theory, they won on Tomb of the Spider Queen, but it seems that Ammonite is able to win 3 in a row to claim victory in the losers bracket final and move on to the next round of the first Korean qualifier for the Heroes International as they take the win on Cursed Hollow, decide the series in their favor and move on to meet Team Tempest in the grand final.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.